Good morning, everybody. This is Bob Iacino from Bath Trading Partners, along with Mike Arnold. This is an AM Pat Chat covering the FX markets for May 3rd. Some overnight news. Let's start with Brexit. Apparently, the EU decided to start the initial bill for England exiting the EU at 100 billion. That's right, 100 billion euros, which would include things like farm payments and EU administration fees into 2019 and 2020. That didn't go over very well with the pound, didn't go over very well with the UK either. Britain's Secretary David Doss claimed to have never seen a number, and it doesn't matter according to Davis, because even if he does see the number, he says, quote, he won't be paying 100 billion euros, close quotes. So you can see the negotiations are going awfully well. We had a call yesterday between President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin, which the White House described as very good, where they agreed to step up cooperation on Syria. The Russians put out a statement that said that the two leaders agreed to sort of a sidebar at July's G20 that's happening in Germany. So that'll be their first face-to-face meeting. We had API yesterday, talked about it in the afternoon Pat Chat, bullish numbers, Saudi Prince Mohammed bin Salman interview. He said things like less than 10 million Saudis deserve subsidies. Saudis will try to include as many possible in their cash program. Their budget deficit narrowed more than expected. Their economy avoided recession. Non-oil revenue in Q1 exceeded expectations. Their debt-to-equity ratio, or debt-to-GDP rather, won't exceed 30%. Rising debt allows the government to spend. All of these things that he said, and there's a list of quotes from the interview that was put out by Bloomberg. It was a phone interview. Basically said that the Saudi economy is in great shape, and it led the market to believe that the Saudis no longer care as much as they used to about falling prices in crude oil. Brent traded below 50 for the second time in recent weeks, and WTI traded down well below 48. So we'll see what happens with that. Crude oil affects the dollar, so it's relevant to FX. On the economic calendar, in about an hour, and we're going to see the ISM non-manufacturing composite in the U.S. It's forecast at 55.8. The previous was 55.2. Fresh economic news. ADP private payrolls showed an increase of 177,000 jobs in April versus 175 expected. So slightly better than expected. Not enough to really move the needle on what people are expecting on Friday's non-farm payrolls number. German unemployment change, down 15,000 jobs. That came out overnight. Their unemployment rate came out steady at 5.8%. Construction PMI in the UK, a little bit better than expected, 53.1. And we got Eurozone gross domestic product quarter over quarter and year over year coming out exactly as expected, 0.5 quarter over quarter and 1.7 year over year. Later on today, we've got the Fed decision, which we don't expect anything, but again, we'll be watching the statement, see if anything new comes out of the statement or not. We've got EIA crude inventories, see if that's as bullish as the API was, pretty large crude draw in API. We had a crude and a gasoline draw in the API figures. So we'll see if that helps out crude oil. And then we've got China's Caixin PMI composite and Caixin PMI services, along with RBA Governor Thomas Lowe's speech tonight, which will affect the Aussie. But other than that, we're going to be looking at price action as always. So let me turn it over to Mike to let you know what he is seeing on the charts. Mike, it is all yours.
Hey, thank you very much, Bob. Euro US dollar. Still stuck in this range above our 25% GAN level, rising 8, pushing price, found some resistance from our declining trend line. On a move lower, minor support 109.03. Next level of support comes in at 108.91, followed by 108.78, significant level, and the rising trend line, which are virtually in the same place. If all that's broken, we can look at the next major level down at 108.55. And then if for some reason we get a huge move, 108.20, rising 21, and another significant level. On the upside, Resistance at this trend line 109.36, followed by 109.50, and then we don't have any other key levels until 109.98. Over to the pound US dollar. Pound US dollar, again, holding above our key GAN levels, basing at the top. Pulled back, found some support at the 12.5 and the rising 8, which came in about 128.90. So if we turn back down, 129.04, minor resistance 128.90, and then watch for 128.58, and on a big move down, 128.15. On a rally back up, we have minor resistance right around this 129.47 area. Then 129.65 will be very key, defining point and the last swing high. And once that's broken, looking to about 130.40 area, which is up here, the scan level projection. Over to the US dollar, Japanese yen, slowly creeping higher. If it continues to go up, 112.30 is the first level to watch for. And then once that's broken, we're into a clear path move, which looks like 112.73 is the next target up and 112.82. So 73 to 82 area is going to be GAN level projection and end of clear path for a target to the upside. If it turns around and heads back down, there's a GAN cluster around 111.78 to 81, followed by a significant level 111.65 to 69 GAN level. So there's lots of key support in here. If that is broken, 111.43, followed by another GAN cluster around 111.26. So those are your levels to the downside. US dollar, Swiss, heading a bit lower. Right now trading at a 99.02 GAN level. Tried to make a push down to our other trend line and dueling GAN levels at 98.89, just came up short of that. So on a move back down, that's going to be the very key level. And if that's broken, you could see on, not necessarily today, but on a longer term push, 98.58 to 98.50 right in here is the next key levels down. On a move higher, we have some minor resistance, 99.13, followed by 99.23. Then we're looking to 99.34, followed by 99.47 on the upside, where we have a 37.5% GAN level and a declining trend line. Aussie US dollar, pretty big move lower today. Right now, trading at the prior end of a clear path move, this 74.70 area. Breaks down lower than that. We're looking for 74.54, followed by 74.41. And then we can look for a couple GAN projections lower because we fall into a big clear path move. 74.23 and 74.05 are the next levels lower. On a move back up, 74.78. Followed by significant level 74.93, followed by 75.17 area. And then if that's violated, 75.28 is going to be key, where we also have a declining 21 coming in. US dollar, Canadian dollar. If it continues moving higher, watch for a retest of yesterday's highs coming in around 137.57, which is also 137.56 was our GAN level projection. So that pretty much nailed it yesterday. So that's going to be very key. If we rally up beyond that, next major level is not to 138.15. On a pullback, 136.97's first level support. Coming in slightly below that, 136.87 would be kissing the trend line goodbye. Then we really don't have anything until the 136.47 to 136.37 area as the next key support should we pull back. US dollar, Mexican peso, making very tight range here over the last few days. On a move higher, we're getting some resistance right around the 1885.23. Then we have some more resistance, 1887.48 to 1890.24 area, where we have these two GAN levels and declining trend lines. If that's broken through 1897.99. Turns around and heads back down. 1866.47 to 1864.34 is going to be key support. And then if that's broken, 1855.97 to 1854.27 are the next key levels lower. That's all we have for you. Back to you, Bob.
Thank you, Michael, and thanks to you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe and like if you like what we're doing, and we will talk to you in the next Path Chat. Cheers, everyone.